Hey, what's up, guys? I just got back from deer hunting, and one thing I've learned is if you can't kill an animal and can't process it, you won't be able to eat. And you should really rethink your meat consumption if you think negatively of hunters or if you think hunting is bad or somehow messed up. I don't know if there's a lot of people that think that, but I know I used to be one of them. This is the second deer I've shot my entire life. First deer was I was 16 years old. I'm 28 now, and shooting that first deer was intense. I shot him probably from about 25 or 30 yards away. He ran probably 10 or 15 yards. And I'll never forget walking up to him and seeing him pass, take his last breaths. And after that moment, I didn't think I would want to shoot another deer. I thought, man, it's too sad. I can't do it. And then you learn about how our meat from the store is processed and treated, and you realize, wow, if I'm going to eat meat, hunting it is probably the most ethical way you can consume meat. So it took me a few years to realize that, but I didn't hunt the next few years, and I applied for hunts out here in Utah after that, after I realized, hunting is okay, it's ethical, especially if you're a meat consumer. If you're a meat consumer and you think hunting is unethical, well, then with all due respect, you're ignorant and you like to hide in a corner, and you should really rethink your position. But last season didn't get anything. That was 3 years ago, and then this season I drew, and I wanted to shoot a big deer this season, 4 point or better, and a big 4 point or better. I would have settled for a large 3 point if it were getting towards the end of the hunt, but I wanted a 4 point or better. And the day before the hunt, we saw that 4 point, tried looking for it. It was gone. Went to another area which we were originally planning to hunt. The first day, we saw lots of deer there, no bucks. Second day we were there, didn't really see much of anything. Third day, me and my fiance were running about 30 minutes late to where we wanted to be. I wanted to be in position, perched up, glassing by sunrise, in position by sunrise, and I ran 30 minutes late that morning. And as it so happened, we were driving her out to our spot, and then it becomes legal shooting time, and we see some deer. We see some doe running on the right side of the road. And then I slow down and we creep up, and there's a massive buck looking at us. I couldn't tell at the time how many points it had, but I saw the width and the height of the rack, and I knew it was a massive deer. So I stopped the car immediately. First thing I did was, and I didn't want to shoot the deer from the vehicle. I didn't want to do that. It's not how I envisioned harvesting this deer, but that's, you take what the opportunities present. I stopped the vehicle where we saw the deer. I went, first thing I did was put on my ear protection. Always wear hearing protection before you shoot. I would, unless my life depended on it, I would pass up a trophy animal to preserve my hearing. Your hearing is more precious than shooting an animal. So first thing I did, ear protection. Second thing, I opened the door, go to the back seat, and load the AR-10. I used an AR-10 this season because I'm familiar with the AR. I shoot well with it, and I wanted to use it for hunting. Um, the 2 of 7 Project Chad over there, he influenced me to sway towards the AR-10. That's what I wanted to do. So I load up, I rack the gun, turn on the reticle. I was using a Vortex 1 to 10. This is my dad's AR-10, by the way. The shot was about a little over 100 yards. And I turn on the reticle, and then I walk to the front of the vehicle and mount the weapon on the hood of the vehicle. And I zoom in to 6 power, and I have a good look at the deer, but not a great sight picture, because here's the thing. And this is what this is what made it not the best kill not the kill that I was hoping for. The spotlight of the Jeep, there's a big spotlight on the hood, 2 of them, and I was using them as high beams, short field high beams. I left them on, And when I mounted the weapon on the vehicle, that beam was just in my eye, in the scope, and it didn't allow me to get the perfect sight picture. And if I tried to turn them off or have my fiance turn them off, she wouldn't even known how, and I think I would have lost my opportunity. But I think that intense beam, it was shooting, or it was like right here, and it was very intense. And I'm pretty sure there's a video that the Backfire YouTube channel, who's actually, we're neighbors. Backfire YouTube channel mentioned that the sun can throw off your point of impact on your zero by if the sun is here, the shot is going to be, sorry, to the opposite. It's going to be down. If the sun is up and to the right, your shot is going to be down and to the left slightly, because the sun is natural light. It's not super intense compared to this high beam that's flashing in my eye. So the high beam is blazing to my right, and my shot was probably 3 or 4 inches to the left. So I hit the buck in the upper neck area, and when I hit him, he instantly dropped. And I thought, okay, he's done. He's gonna be dead by the time I walk up to him. So I pull over the vehicle and we walk over to the deer, and I'll show you guys all the recording of this. And we walk over to the deer, and it looks like he's dead. And then I see him breathing, and then I see him twitching. And thinking, oh, he's just having muscle convulsions. He's just, his body's reacting because I don't know. And then I see him look up at me, and man, he makes eye contact with me, and I'm like, oh, dang it. I don't want that. It is sad to see. It is very sad. It's not fun. I don't enjoy watching an animal suffer. I don't enjoy it at all. And I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a minute or two to see if he'll pass. And he kept twitching, kept looking up at me. And then eventually he got up and ran probably 20 or 30 feet and fell down again. And I'm like, okay, I have to shoot him again. I got to put him down because this is sad. This is too much. I shot him. So I did that. And after that was done, I'm like, go up, poke him, then he's passed. And then the gutting process begins. And this was the first time I gut an animal completely without the help of my father. My dad's done it many, many times. I've only done it 0 times with no assistance. I did it once with the help of him. And then this was the first time I did it. Watched a bunch of YouTube videos beforehand, but man, I made some mistakes. Let's just put it that way. Gutted the animal, and then we hauled him out of there. And then I wanted to do all the butchering myself, but I live in an apartment right now. I'm at my parents' house right now, but I live in an apartment right now, and I don't have the freezer space to process him and treat it correctly. So I took him to a butcher shop, and I'm also going to have him taxidermied because it was a nice 6x4 buck, a really mature buck. The taxidermist said he was probably 8 or 9 years old. But yeah, the whole process was very, very crazy, very intense. But none of that animal's going to go to waste. I really appreciate the opportunity I had to go and take an animal like that, take a deer like that. It was a very intense process. Yeah, if you eat meat and you've never hunted before, I highly recommend you go do it. You need to go do it. You need to go see what it's like. I'm not saying you need to become a hunter, but you need to know what it's like to take an animal's life and gut it. If you can, butcher it for sure, but gutting it is nasty. It is not fun, but it's a nasty process, but it's part of the process. And if you've never done that before, I highly encourage you to go do it and then eat the meat that you harvested yourself. and I think it will change your perspective on the whole meat eating process. Maybe it'll make you a vegetarian or vegan. That's fine too. But anyway, that's what happened. That's my deer hunting story, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening. Yeah, times are coming where we may have to rely on ourselves more for food, for water, and for resources. So I think it's good to get out there and practice those things now. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.